Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shem Kakodash. Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. This is going to be a quick one, I promise. I'm going to title this it's all based upon faith, or it's all based on faith. Either or, I'll use either of those titles. I believe I'll use the second one. Anyway, this is a video that I just came across it 14 hours ago, live stream. This is the infamous Vocab Malone. And this is concerning, now the voice in this video is Elder Pashai out of the DMV. You know how we do? That's what they say down there in the DMV. They stress the word do. Do. Could this be Joshua the high priest in Zechariah 3 chapter, 3rd chapter? I'll let you listen. It says GMS. They mentioned this guy says, well, who's GMS? What apostles? You know, blah 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 blah. So let's listen. We're right here at 3 minutes in. You start at the beginning. And I'm just hearing this. So I haven't, this is almost talking what, 90 minutes, more than 90 minutes long. I got this far. I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole video. I might watch it by piecemeal. I encourage you guys to watch it just to pick out certain things. Anyway, and this guy's obsessed with the one West Israelites, meaning we believe he was set up. Belief. I'm just going back to the beginning.
This is a GMS just one West. I mean, one thing we're going to
It's definitely Elder Pashai at the DMV.
We'll stop right there. Okay. Apparently, I just now learned this. Within GMS, Gabar and Rhyme Lob and Tahar have taught that Ahraya is Joshua putting on the garments. Which garment? Yeah, of the high priest of Zechariah 3. So is that what Joshua did? I think it's the Joshua.
It's all going over Fat Boy's head. He's thinking about Joshua during the time of Moses. He's talking about Joshua the high priest. Most Christians don't know that. Another thing, there's a thing called reincarnation. It's biblical. Reincarnation is biblical. We should do another video on that, push that reincarnation thing, which the Christians will never agree to. They would never agree to the fact that there's people that were reincarnated mentioned all throughout the scriptures. As a matter of fact, everybody on this planet, you lived in another life, previous lives, going back 2,000 years, 10,000 years, whatever. But they can't see it. They can't see it because they've been trained to believe that that's a Hindu, Indian, doctrine. So when you show them certain scriptures that speak on reincarnation, they can't see it. It'll be written, Matthew's 11 and 11, Matthew 17. The Lord doesn't bite it, doesn't stutter. He tells it like it is. He explains it to the disciples who became apostles that John was Elijah the prophet in a previous life. Plain, go to Matthew 11, and Matthew 17. You can start from the top. And the Lord clearly says that this guy, John, got his head chopped off and put on a silver platter, a charger, that he was Elijah. You know what I may do? I may go through those scriptures and go into the NLT and the NIV and the various translations just to see how they break it down. I never did that. I may do it in this video. I'm not gonna make this long though. So let's listen on.
Priest. I'll play the full clip. It's a minute long. We'll check this out. And then we'll look at Zechariah 3. So, the apostle was Stop real quick. Let me get a little bit of context, guys. Yeah. He's talking about an encounter he had, this GMS member, with an ICGJC female. And the ICGJC female was saying how she loved the spirit of Ahraya and how he was, this great guy and stuff. And it was in the midst of her complaining to this GMS member about
Oh, by the way, if Vocab Malone, if he ever met Ahraya back when Ahraya was doing the work, he would like Ahraya. Ahraya, the very likable guy. When you go back to the camp, when Edomites would come up, and so they put this thing out, you a Edomite, you a devil, kiss my feet, go down the street, blah, blah, blah. Certain Edomites that knew the scriptures would come up and question High Priest Ahraya. Us in general, and High Priest Ahraya would converse with the Edomite. Okay? Sit down and have a civil conversation with the Edomites. You like to paint that picture that Edomite come up, you don't want to talk to him. If an Edomite comes and he's serious and he has legitimate questions, we're gonna. As a matter of fact, the best dialogue are with Edomites because most of them know the scriptures. They know a lot of history. Unlike Jake doesn't know a lot of history. You know, when you had all Jake goes by, they raised up in the Baptist church. They don't know nothing about the Bible. But you have Edomites, or what appears to be Edomites. They know the Bible. You mentioned the book of Revelation. They know what it is. You mentioned Moses. You mentioned, different characters in the scriptures. They know it, unlike Jake. Jake doesn't know. Jake goes to church, dance, sing, act fucking fool. That's why when I remember I used to always watch Jeopardy with Alex Trebek. He's in the spiritual realm. He might be a Jake, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna call everybody a Jake, but there was a category. They would always have the category of the scriptures, and them Edomites, they would go through that like it's nothing. What is this? Who is that? Blah blah blah. They would go through it. So what is that telling you? The Edomites know the scriptures. You understand? So better than Jake. That's a Baptist. So let's listen to some more.
In the ICGJC. So he's saying, she was complaining, and yet when it came to Ahraya, she had good things to say. So he's speaking kind of well of his character here. And I just want to remind everybody, we're talking about the great works of Ahraya. Well, one of them was a false prophecy. Let's listen to that again now with that comment.
It wasn't so much a false prophecy. He didn't say, on the year 2000, we're going to get out of here. We used to say before the year 2000. And why did we say that? If you go to Hosea chapter 6, verse 2. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read it. Hosea 6. Okay, let me start from 1. Come and let us return unto Yahweh, for he hath torn and he will heal us. Talking about Israelites. He hath smitten and he will bind us up. He will fix us. After 2 days, the day with the Lord is 1,000 years, 1,000 years is as a day. So we take that to mean after 2,000 years, after 2 days, will he revive us? That's that 2,000 year period. Year 2000 was the end of the 2,000 years. In the third day, which is day 1 after year 2000, the year 2000 falls on a Monday. That Monday going into Tuesday is 1 day. Tuesday going to Wednesday, 2 days, 2 days, so forth. So that's the beginning of the third day. In the third day, 3,000 years, which we're into the 3,000 year, he will raise us up. That's the kingdom. Ultimately, he's rising us up now. We're in the process of being raised up. Deuteronomy, Ezekiel 37, one of my favorite prophecies. And we shall live in his sight. What does that mean? That's talking about the kingdom. Then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain upon the earth. That goes into the Feast of Weeks, the latter and the former rain. After Passover, you had the first Feast of Weeks. And at the end of summer, you had a second uh, gathering. So 2 times in a year, you planted your seeds, and about inside of 2 months, you would get the fruit of it. If it's not raining, if it's not a drought, you get a good season. So it's 2 times in a year. So you ask a Christian, what does that mean by as the latter and former rain upon the earth? What does that mean? They don't know. Now vocab may know because he studies. And to be honest, most of these videos that vocab puts up, it's a good thing. You can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth, because he helps us. Watching this video, I'm doing a response to it and explaining it. All right, this whole thing about High Priest Ahraya being Joshua was told to us by High Priest Ahraya himself, and he would read the chapter, the part with dirty garments and all that. So we knew down the line that he may go off, or he will go off. So if he is this man, which we believe he is, he's known for the 12 tribe sign, the revelation, the various, all the breakdowns in the scripture. We call it breakdowns, interpretation, hermeneutics, whatever you want to call it. If you want to get sophisticated and sound like a scholar, we call it breakdowns. Let me change gears a little bit. These guys, these babies, these novices that are Wi-Fi, WFI. You watch that 5-hour tape that they did. All the breakdowns that they went into, they got it from GMS. They broke it down just like we broke it down. They got it. We known for going into breakdowns or interpreting scripture or hermeneutics. They break it down. So they'll go in it when Naquam broke down Revelation 13. He broke everything down on point. He was on point. So how is it that you come to the 16th verse and all of a sudden it doesn't mean what it means? The fact that you deal with the 12 tribe sign, I believe you do. Where'd you get it from? You got it from one of the One Wests, mainly, I would say GMS. It came out there more than once. Okay? So, coming back to this guy, he knows a lot because he followed us. He knows he can, that's Ahraya, that's this guy, that's that guy, because he followed us. Wi-Fi knows a lot because they followed us. The main camp that they followed, well, they 2 camps. Our camp is a box camp. And he's fucked up over the MOTB because the box teaches it the way they teach it. Everything that they got from us. Anyway, like I said, I changed gears. Let me come back in gear again.
In line. And apparently thinking that Ahraya is Joshua. That was my question. Is that what they're getting at? That's what it seems like. I mean, look at the video. Could this be Joshua the high priest in Zechariah? Yeah. Chapter question mark? So
really, we shouldn't be going into that. We know Ahraya is this, Marshall is King David, and this, that, and the other, because it goes over people's heads. Because it's not in the scriptures. It's not in the scriptures. What I mean by that is there's no scripture where it says there's a man named High Priest Ahraya. He is the, no, that's not in the scriptures. There's a man named Marshall. He's the head of the One West. He's actually King David. That's not in the scriptures. So you shouldn't really be teaching it to a lot of different people. You know, and it's based upon faith. What did the Lord say to Peter concerning who did they say I am? You are the living, the Savior, the living power, blah, 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 the Son of the Most High. He didn't get that from any book. He didn't go into the Torah and get that, the law, the writings. So the Lord told him, the reason why you said that is because the Spirit is working through you to make you say that. So we believe that High Priest Ahraya was who he was because he said it, and I accepted it, all right? Can I prove it? Hell no, I can't prove it.
What apostles?
Oh, Tahar of GMS, and also we've got Gabar of GMS, and we've got Ryan Love of GMS. I believe he's referring to him because he's in GMS.
So they were taught through someone else.
Yes.
That Ahraya.
Oh, we were told it by Ahraya himself. Myself and the other apostles knew. We used to see him every day. Okay, we used to run into him in the streets. Okay, so we had a personal relationship with High Priest Ahraya. And he told his story many times, and we said, no, I ain't got no problem with that. But I wouldn't go out there teaching it. Okay, you brothers, you better accept what I say, because it's a spiritual thing.
It could be Joshua or Zechariah.
Yes, and it reads like this, Mike. Then he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to accuse him.
That's Tazadakia. Satan was working through Tazadakia, so he's out of the way. So if this is all true, then Ahraya will come out of this. We'll see.
The Lord said to Satan, the Lord rebuke you, O Satan, chosen Jerusalem, rebuke you not. Is not this a brand plucked from the fire? Now Joshua was standing before the angel, clothed in filthy garments.
Yeah, I told you last week.
Well, this is.
And you're a fucking fat pig. You're a fucking fat pig. Look how fat this nigga is. Look at how fat this nigga is. And then he said that about, first of all, we're not dirty. We wash, we take baths, all right? And you said that about IUIC. You said the dirty purple garments. IUIC is known for having clean garments. So what are you talking about, you fat fuck? You fucking demon, you fat fucking demon. You morbidly obese bastard, you. And see, that's a personal attack. What do you call that? Ad hominem attack. Oh, you guys are dirty. You this, you that. So, you know, these jakes that are in the Christianity, especially the ones that follow this clown, when the Most High brings judgment against them, we're going to praise the Most High. All right?
just like Vikings or something. That's their thing. They don't have like characteristics.
They all do have characteristics. Each and every one of them.
I know. And I asked Lookout last week, where do they get this? They take everything from scripture. Where do they get the idea of looking like, God, like, old Ghost Rider character? They just like they pick stuff up, figure that out. Yeah. Something. Well, most of it, when I said, well, a lot of what this is good. And this guy is like, oh, Ahraya. The elders and apostles taught them that he could be Joshua, Zechariah 3. Like,
is this?
Basically, honestly, it's the traditions of men. Yeah. But if we approach them, they would say, "You're not spiritual. We believe about faith."
Yes. My question is this about reincarnation? Is this?
Ding, 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 ding. Is this about reincarnation? I'm glad he said, I like this guy. Is this about reincarnation? Because you know what he's thinking? Because we know reincarnation is not biblical. And he's against it, reincarnation. This guy, he's dreaming about a Burger King, a damn 3 triple Whoppers. All right, you fat fucking bitch. So this guy's all right. I like him. We can talk. We could talk. All right, but let's see where he goes.
What it seems like.
Is that what? Because it's
Ariana's already jumped later, but it sounds like some of the Israelites also jumped.
All the breakdowns in Revelation, who broke them all down? High Priest Ahraya. That's why Wi-Fi teaches it. They got it from us because we got it from High Priest Ahraya. Did High Priest Ahraya go off? Well, he went off. Well, he didn't really. Well, no. He went off on the MOTB. That's why most of the camps don't believe that the MOTB is a Quran. You know what I mean? The C-hip. He taught that the right hand represents you go fight for this man. The left, the forehead represents you put your mind into the man. You put your soul into the man. You join the military, it's in the right hand. You work for government or you work for the system, it's coming from your mind. I pulled him to the side. I told this story before a couple of times. I had pulled Ahraya to the side. This had to be, I don't know, 87, 88, I don't know. I pulled him to the side because I was close, very close to him. I pulled him to the side and I said, Ahraya, concerning Revelation 13, verse 16, could it be talking about an actual physical thing that they're going to physically put in your hand? This is what he said. Now, I didn't have a camera. This is a 87, 88. Could have been 86. He said, yes, that's what it means, but they're not going to have enough time to do it. I didn't say nothing else, but in my mind, I'm saying, well, wait a minute. Why is it in the scriptures then? If you said they are going to put something physical in your hand, but they're not going to have enough time to do it. So I didn't ask him about it no more. And the reason why I asked him, because long before I came to the truth, I always knew that there's going to be a device. Now we got the device that looks like a grain of rice. No, but they didn't have that. There was no examples of that. But I said they're going to put some type of, and that's even before computers and chips and all that. But I said they're going to put something physically in your hand or on your forehead. Well, now they're doing it right now. It's big in Sweden. All right, so let's listen.
Reincarnate.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. That's what I was wondering because I haven't seen this.
This is new to me.
Yeah.
I just discovered. I didn't know that Ahraya was recorded by anybody. Joshua the high priest until a couple of days ago. That's why I wanted to share you guys.
Yeah.
Kind of figure out as we go.
So for the audience, we're reacting live.
He's pausing. He's pausing on a clip of Ahraya before the split for One West School, which was called the ICUPJ, during the 90s, before it was split in 95. So the clip is from the early 90s Ahraya preaching, which I am going to play some of the clip. But let me just continue to read this, what it says. Now Joshua was standing before the angel, clothed with filthy garments, and the angel said to those who were standing before him, remove the filthy garments from him. So a lot of Hebrew Israelites, feel like maybe aren't heeding that instruction, but it is a command of the Lord. So hey, brothers, remove the filthy garments.
Let me bring that back. Let me bring that back. He said something.
So a lot of Hebrew Israelites, feel like maybe aren't heeding that instruction, but it is
in other words, they don't believe that Ahraya is Joshua the high priest. Just them crazy, wacky GMS guys can't seem to. The GMS is the worst camp. That's what you said, Demon. GMS is the worst camp out there. Anyway, let's listen on. There's always controversy with GMS, the GMS factor.
Command of the Lord. So hey, brothers, remove the filthy garments. And to him he said, behold, I have taken your iniquity away from you, and I will clothe you with pure vestments. And I said, let them put a clean turban on his head. So they put a clean turban on his head and clothed him with garments.
It say people, it said goes into the angel. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me go ahead and read it so I can read it right. Okay. Zechariah. Second. Zechariah. I always spell it wrong. I spell it with a Z-A. Z-E-C-H 3. All right. Where am I going to start at? All right, first he read that. Rebuked Satan, Jerusalem, brand plucked from the fire. And now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments, spotted, and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to. Now it's talking about the men around. It's not talking about us now. It's talking about the men. Let me read that again, 4 verse. And he said, answered and spake unto those that stood before him. Before who? Zechariah, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And this is how prophecies work. It's like you're in a 3D, deeper than a 3D, and holograph, whatever, where the movie, if you turn to the back, you're part of the movie. It's like the goggles. You ever wear those what do you call that shit? But meta, the virtual reality. I remember my woman when they first came out, they put these garments on. I mean, put these goggles on, right? Which, by the way, the word is metaverse, forehead meaning metopon. Okay, so I put it on, and it was a Jurassic Park, and there was a dinosaur standing in front of me, right? And it looked real, and then it started coming after me, and I kind of jumped back, and then I looked, and I turned my back, and I can see forest behind me. So that's what these prophets saw. It was a holographic. Is that the right word? Holographic. And they showed you that in the movie, in the series, the Star Wars, not the Star Wars series, but the Star Trek, Next Generation, Captain Picard, and all that. He would go into the simulator, and it was a holographic movie that he was in. He was a part of the movie. So that's what Joshua saw. He saw men around him. It said, and he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee. I'm going to forgive you of your iniquity, and I will clothe thee with change of raiment. So it's not us that's going to put change of raiment on him. We ain't going to grab him up and take his dirty garments on and put off and put new garments. It says ultimately, and I will close thee with change of remnant. We're not going to do it. It's a spiritual thing. And I said, let them set a fair mitre upon that, which is a turban. And Ahraya always wore a turban upon his head. So they set, not us. So he's seeing in the vision, he's seeing these people changing his clothes and wrapping a turban on his head. It's not talking about us. It's what Zechariah is seeing right now in that movie. Mitre upon his head and clothed him with garments, and the angel of the Lord stood by. So you can understand vocab. What Zechariah saw was the angel standing talking to him. Then there was other people around him. And the angel of Yahweh protested unto Joshua, saying, thus saith the Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house. That's got him. Ultimately, that's the kingdom. Who's going to be judging the 12 tribes of Israel? The 12, D12. So Joshua would have to be one of the 12. He would have to be John. And shall also keep my courts. The courts is talking about in the kingdom. And I read Revelation 21. And I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. The branch, let me see what else is the 8th verse here now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows, other men of the Lord, that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. We are men wonder at. The men of GMS, for that matter, IUIC, Sakari, ISUPK, you know, in the world of Israelism, as this guy says, the main group that they focus on are the members of the former one Westers. And they're always going to bring up GMS. They're going to bring up GMS. They're going to bring up IUIC, ISUPK, Zakari. They're up in there. Okay. And then there's others. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes, complete sight. Behold, I will perfect sight. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof. Engrave, saith the Lord. Is he going to get the chip? Saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. What does the one day mean? He's going to destroy this place and set up a kingdom in one day, actually inside of 1 hour. So this whole transfer the kingdom from one king Esau to from Esau going down to Jacob going down, it's going to be one day. To be exact, it's going to be 1 hour. The destruction is going to come that quick. Let's say it comes on a Tuesday. Tuesday, Esau going to be in power talking shit. Wednesday, the kingdom's going to be here. We're going to be kicking people's asses. Okay, let me. Now, the two witnesses in Revelation 11, High Priest Ahraya used to teach that it was Zerubbabel and Joshua the high priest. But then he said it's Judah and Israel because he didn't want to go. It was kind of controversial, but he still kept, the two men. But it ultimately represents the prophets of the Lord from both Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. Okay, so now let's come back over here.
Standing by. Now it continues on, actually. It's a little bit further along there. But go ahead.
Did they have a quick clean turban on his head?
I don't know, but I do know one thing about what is on his head. That is Ahraya.
No, because it's a vision. It's a vision that he saw. He saw Joshua. He saw men around him. He saw an angel talking to him. So he saw them put garments on him. He saw them put a turban on his head.
apparently, reportedly, is a small hole in the top of the garment, and that's so his head is not covered. Because
They get that from where?
it's well, you know, in Paul, when he talks about men not having their head covered, and so they always put a tiny little hole in the top.
That's a convenient.
You don't have a sound effect for that? You don't have a Mario prop or something for that? Like, good lord. Like,
You know the sound when you lose a life in Mario?
yeah, where's that?
I don't have that, but I do have this though.
Just might be. No one's saying that because she said what she said.
Remember, it says they are men wondered at. We are men wondered at. Let me go here. Let me go to that. Let me look up the word wondered. Where the hell is it? Okay, wondered at. Let's look that up. Hey, it's the Sabbath, so you know I do more than one video. As a spirit gives me utterance. So this is wondered, right? Mawapath. Mawapath. Wonder, sign, miracle, portent, wonder as a special display of God's power, sign, token of future events. So who are the men that are wondered at? The prophets. And we are men wondered at. You know, this guy, let me see, this guy vocab, he said, I just found out about this just the other day. Because he's obsessed. He's obsessed with the whole Israel thing. Okay, let's listen on.
That means a man of the Lord. Nevertheless, the scriptures talk about the renowned men, how their works do follow them. Okay, so High Priest Ahraya has great works in this truth. Okay, 19 works.
You don't follow your works, you die. Not only that, but we talk about good works. Didn't you find a book on Twitter in the chart? You did. I watched it today. I believe so.
Well, Aria, Alazar is not a part of One West. He came after the fact. He didn't know Aria. He wasn't in the classes at One West. So he doesn't know everything. That's why we don't push that thing that Marshall, King David, and this, that, and the third. All right. So he doesn't know everything. He wasn't there. He didn't feel the spirit. Okay. And then plus Alazar goes off on certain things too. He's got long hair, so he's not following the Apostle Paul and all his teachings. They said at Sakari that the book of Hebrews cannot be, how do you say, substantiated, so it's really not a part of the scriptures. So let's listen on.
I got it. Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this clip because High Priest Ahraya, from what you see in this video, he sounds like a G. Like if he was like regularly on the streets, I would say, oh, he's hating Israel or whatever. Because we have a lot of people, a lot of different fractions of Israelites saying, oh, you can't hate your brother, you can't hate your brother, oh, he's an Israelite, this, that, and the third. Well, let's see what High Priest Ahraya says.
I messed this up when I said I'm going to change gears. I went on a little rant. The vocab said something to the effect, if I can remember, I don't want to go back to it, but he said something to the effect of, how did he say it? Most of these other One West camps don't really go by this. So he said something like that. It's right about here. I'm not going to go back to it. Basically, his focus on GMS because GMS teaches this, and I think this is a video. I don't even know what it says GMS, but we would have for the record, GMS. The reason why you know Mashar, Ahraya, Yaquab, some of the rest of the seven We don't have videos on a lot of them, but we have videos on Ahraya, Masha, and Yaquab. The reason why you know about them, because GMS put them up. Not the IUIC, not the ICBK, not Sakari, but this was before Sakari, so I don't expect Sakari to put videos up of that. But these are men that we personally knew. Okay?
It's some scripture.
So what he's saying here, I just want to show everyone how it works. What he's saying is that people criticize GMS for being so critical of Israel. And I don't know if you heard, said on Mo, Ahraya she when he didn't finish saying was Ahraya in the clip is being critical of other Hebrew Israelites. So Mike, I'm gonna find this other clip. But you
Okay.
are you seeing what's
So,
going on so far? I know it's kind of a lot of track.
It's kind of a lot of attractive because to your point. It's almost like a weird tradition type thing, but it comes back to multiple people. Then they have this kind of highest ego, right? And they apply over to right? And they kind of criticize you in some cases, and in other cases they don't. It's almost like unsure. You could be. Yeah, you could not be. You could be. Couldn't. Not. Shouldn't. Wouldn't. Which shouldn't. Siri.
That's saying which really is like it could be a thing. You could be. You could not be. Like you're saying a whole lot of nothing.
Here's my question.
Okay, well, guess what? Another great man said could be, could not be, we're not sure, is John. We all agree, including these three devils, we all agree that John the Baptist was a man sent of God, right? Sent of the Most High, right? John the Baptist was also the cousin of Yahushua. John the Baptist was taken to prison, and his sentence was to get his head chopped off on the silver charger. He had disciples. I'll name some of the disciples. John and James, which became disciples under Yahushua, and Andrew. Andrew came in before Peter. Andrew is a brother of Peter. Peter is a brother of Andrew. Peter came in after Andrew, but Peter got he was the number one disciple. That's all in the scriptures. What is that? Matthew 16, I believe. Let me pull this back. Let me just pull this back. Oh, so John said this. You know, see, these guys, they're questioning things. Could he not be? What did John say? A man of the Lord. John said, when he figured that with my cousin, he witnessed him do spiritual things, right? He said, my cousin's gonna come and deliver me out of this, because that's the Messiah right there. He's gonna come and deliver me. Plus, he's gonna destroy the Roman Empire. That's what they all thought, including the disciples. They said, the Lord said he's coming back to destroy this kingdom, but he didn't understand. They didn't understand that there was a second part to this kingdom, which is this distinct kingdom right now. This is Rome all over again. This is why you don't understand Revelation. He doesn't touch the book of Revelation. This guy right here. So anyway, John, the man of the Lord, John the Baptist, we all agree, Christians and Israelites alike, all agree that John the Baptist was a man of the Most High. What did he say? He said, is this the one? Is this the Messiah, or should we look for another? What does that mean? He doubted whether that was the Lord. Did that make him not be a Lord? You doubt things. You're in the flesh. Our Lord didn't want to go be crucified. But at the end of the day, he said, not my will, but thy will be done. Let's listen to some more. So they nitpick at every little thing. See, they're not sure of themselves. Well, guess what? John the Baptist was not sure of the fact whether this guy was a Messiah. He said, this guy might not even be the Messiah. I'm kind of doubting whether this guy is a Messiah. He had me fooled.
Question: the girl from IGGJC. That one, right. Right. What was her? Let me just ask you. What was her?
You know what, man? I hate you, motherfucking 2/3. I'm gonna say that again. Just so I didn't stutter. I hate you, motherfucking 2/3. Fuck y'all niggas, man. Okay, especially this guy. He's definitely gonna take that Caragma because they're gonna give him a 1 year supply of whoppers, double whoppers. If you take, he gonna take it. He gonna take it. Trust me, and he's gonna die, and that's a good thing. Come on now.
We're having a conversation with this gentleman about
That's a good question.
like what was he gaining
I
from this
want to know the
conversation?
context of that racism.
He was saying that he had done something after the work with her. She had feelings she was an Israelite, so he started talking to her. He couldn't find out she was a member of CGJC. He was kind of like, hey, how are things over there? And she started talking about specifically she was doing good things. So to him, that was relevant to bringing up the fact that
And everybody that left and all that, they always had good things to say about Ahraya. After we, left and all that, these guys always had good things to say. They would talk about how's the doctor, he's this, he's a nigga, he's that. I needed money, he told me to go fuck myself. When there's counsel, but he would say, but Ahraya and Shah, they would always be fair, That's why the Most High took that nigga out. On April Fool's Day, no less.
he had been taught that he could be Joshua High Priest. So it's like he's seeing his confirmation that Ahraya is also Joshua High Priest. That's what's going on. But I got the clip. I'm gonna play the clip.
Okay.
This is actually
Is this Ahraya?
this is our no. So he was watching those clip of Ahraya, then making the commentary, then playing it. Now I'm gonna play.
That's just GMS for you.
I'm gonna play the actual clip.
I like this guy. That's just GMS for you. GMS always comes up, man. That's just GMS for you. GMS is the most controversial group out there. That's just GMS for you. Good. Keep saying GMS.
That's why I see some of these people that done woke up and found out the Israelites gonna have to be put to death. Because this madness ain't gonna be tolerated.
There he goes in rare form. See, like I said, man, I hate fuck the 2/3, man. And this is Shabar. He committed suicide. I hate to be the one to commit suicide to, however you say it. Okay, this is on 44th on the island by the Army recruiting station.
So GMS is saying he sounds like he's a member of us because we don't criticize the war. So if you know what Ahraya says, some of you woke up, realize you're Israelites, but you still need to be put to death. So it's not just, Moabites need to be put to death. It's some of these rebellious Israelites. So listen to this again.
That's why I see some of these people that done woke up and found out the Israelites gonna have to be put to death. Because this madness ain't gonna be tolerated. If you don't want to, if you ain't.
Hey, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Hey, the MOTB. If you're teaching at the MOTB something other than what we say it is, listen to this again. This is a message from Ahraya.
That's why I see some of these people that done woke up and found out the Israelites gonna have to be put to death. Because this madness ain't gonna be tolerated. If you don't want to, if you ain't interested in what's being said, move on.
Yeah. If you're not interested in what's being said about the Charagma, then move on.
You ain't got nothing to say. Move on. Because we ain't for no foolishness. We ain't for no foolishness from you ones that say you're Israelites.
So there's a crowd to the side you can't really see the camera. And he's getting annoyed with them asking too many questions.
And see, after the year 2000 thing, a lot of people lost faith and went back into the world. There was thousands, literally thousands, that left around 1999. That was split with the year 2000. We had thousands of people that came through them doors, man. We even had a bigger school up the street. We used to call it the New Jack City School. Us, insiders, me, Kabar, and Ricard. We used to call it the New Jack City School, And all those guys, all those teachers, all those guys that came up as leaders and camp leaders and all that, all them guys that went back in the world, they all gonna line up to get that if they're still alive. A lot of them died by different ways. Uh, those those people that went back into the world, went back to being Baptists and so forth, they're all gonna take the charagma, and they all gonna die.
About the other nations and stuff like that, which he's going to address. And so he's saying, some of you guys don't know. Like, you know, you're asking me the question, I'm not here to teach. Some of you guys don't know.
We ain't for no foolishness from Negroes, West Indian, Puerto Rican, so on. We ain't for no foolishness. So if you don't want to listen to what's being on, take your family, move on down the road. Because we're not out here to play with nobody. I'm telling you straight, we're not out here to play with nobody. Who's?
We're out in public, but we're not taking questions.
And if you don't like what we're doing, go private and we say,
And don't take your questions.
because some of y'all listen to it.
The other day, while they were about to say the Lord from the pool, the other day when I was on 27th in school with IUIC, they got the ground and they said there was no space, and we were closed, and the reason we were closed was they literally pushed me and said, "Get off our property."
They were on the sidewalks.
They were on. So you know,
Cuz you didn't call me?
so,
Trying to talk to you. Not that I'm bothering you.
so if you know 27th Indian School, there's a gas station on the southeast corner, and there's a gravel area, and then it kind of rises up because it goes down a little bit. That gravel area, you know, the sidewalk does this, and then the area between where the gravel falls off this before the gas station wall and where it's level ground, so they stand right there. So yes, they're on public area and place they were allowed to be, but when they would get close to me, and then I was too close because they had followed me, pushed me and said, "Get off our property." So my point is, there's still this entitlement, like where we go and teach and have class. This is our place. This is our spot. But IUIC, I thought you were in captivity. So how can you own that property?
Okay, so you're talking about IUIC, all right.
Not just IUIC,
And they're oppressed.
IGPK.
But for those who are asking, it's that was in Phoenix, Arizona.
He had to mention he had to throw GMS in there. I like this guy. He had to throw GMS. He's our cheerleader.
Close too. They had their umbrellas pointing at you.
Yeah,
And they were like blocking their vision of you with the umbrellas. Like almost pretend like you weren't there, like sticking your fingers in your ear.
so I was saying IUIC stands for Imposters with Umbrellas in a cult.
Imagine having umbrellas in Phoenix in January.
For the purpose to
Oh,
stop.
no, they only
okay.
have.
It's literally like a pink, you know, pink.
See, that's why I see some of these people that done woke up and found out the Israelites gonna have to be put to death.
Yeah, don't tell them what I
No,
get.
they came to my church. We pulled up and like before he got out the car, I'm like, where did they come from? Like ninjas. That's cool. And then they were recording his car, like
They got my
license plate, and all kinds of stuff.
the cameraman literally went behind me.
That's coordinated. You have to
Let's play this next clip though, where
So okay, final thoughts on that. Final thoughts on this.
well, I have another clip from this one.
Okay,
too.
I got
It's part two. It's only 20 seconds.
So you shouldn't ask no more stupid questions about the other nations because this ain't a part of it. The other nations' place on this earth is slaves.
That's why he said get on down the street, because you got Israel saying, well, what about the other nations? Can't the white man make it if they get right? That's why it charged up High Priest Ahraya. Okay? And he calmed down. Back here, he was calmer. Go back maybe 10 years before that, he'll get on there and smack the shit out you, man.
Has always meant to be slaves. The only reason why they're ruling now is because we broke the laws. I'm gonna clear that up. After we finish this, you should.
He looking nervous. He looking like he ran. He cried. He said, I just hope I'm not an Edomite. Please, God, don't make me an Edomite. Please, I don't want to be an Edomite. I wish my father was to say it instead of my mother. My father's German, a German Jew.
Just listen to what the brothers got to say. Learn, come and learn. Because what I'm giving you is proof that this Bible is for the Israelites, that Christ came to save the Israelites.
Okay, so let me flip back to our scene. So I probably won't play that clip anymore. But the other nations are always meant to be slaves.
No, my friend, it's scripture. And that's scripture. I'm having a little fun here. So let's take a scripture break. The churches take praise break. I'm going to take a scripture break. Let's go and let's deal. Where we going to go? Where can we go? There's so many scriptures you could go to. Let's go to Isaiah 61. When our Lord read out the Torah, the law, he read from Isaiah 61, right? Which is right here. He closed the Torah and he said, today this prophecy has been fulfilled. What did he say? What did we said that today this prophecy has been fulfilled? What was he saying? I am the Messiah. And what did they do? They tried to throw him off a mountain. So now if he kept reading, right, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance is payback of our power to comfort all that mourn, all Israelites, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, Israelites, another word for Israelites, to Zion monument, to give unto them beauty for ashes, which is the kingdom, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise, heaviness, the kingdom, right? Now listen to this, fourth verse. And they shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolation. That's the house of David being built back up. And they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And strangers, fifth verse, shall stand and feed your flocks. Strangers mean another nation. We're going to look that up. And the sons of the alien strangers shall be your plowmen and vine dressers. But ye shall be named the praise of the Lord. Men shall, and praise of the Lord is also is Judah. Judah, the word Judah was Yahweh praise. So this loosely translated is Judah, praise of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of the Most High. It says God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles of other nations, and in their glory, their riches, shall ye boast yourself. We're gonna rob y'all. Y'all can get robbed. So it says, and strangers shall stand. Everything gonna be built up, but guess what? It's gonna be built up. They're gonna be doing the work. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of aliens shall be your plowmen and your wine dressers. And strangers, let's look at the word stranger. Zawar, to be strange, becomes strange, another stranger, foreigner, enemy, loathsome, strange woman, prostitute, harlot, to be strange. Let me see. And then it depends on the context too. Many definitions for the word stranger, but it's talking about these other nations. Strangers stand and feed. Flocks, sons of aliens. There's a different word, which also means also is strangers when you look it up. And the word there is nakar. Nakar, foreign, alien, foreign, that which is foreign gods, aliens, foreign's, vanities. So these are the other nations. And they shall be your plowmen. Now let's look up the word plowman. So the plowman shall overtake the reaper. This is a car, plowman, husbandman, farmer, working the land, yet not owning any of it. That's a slave. They had us working on. Why did they call it plantations? A plantation is another the place that you plant things. A farm, farmers. It says working the land yet not owning any of it. That's slavery. So what's going to happen to these strangers, these aliens? They're going to be our slaves. So let's come on back. One West doctrine is the scriptures. It's the doctrine of the scriptures.
So I mean, I feel like we know Ahraya a little bit better. Why is the
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not 100% familiar on some of the older men. Was that Ahraya?
That's Ahraya.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, that's the first for me.
Yeah, and on the back of it,
That's the first for me.
you seen the roots.
Yeah.
You know, that's the guy who made the 12 tribes chart. That's the guy who promoted the Lashon Kodash. You know, that's the guy who did that's Ahraya. That is the brainchild. I mean, what's the word? Not brain trust, brainchild. There's another word, brain something where it's like the found stuff, the brain, whatever.
The originator?
The original.
Yeah, but we're with brain hours. But he's.
Now, did he ever claim to be Joshua?
I do not know. I mean,
Yes. For the record, if you're listening, vocab, yes, he did. That's how we think we got it from. He used to say, "I'm Joshua," during the time of Moses. So I can confirm it. I'm also Joshua, the high priest, in Zechariah, the 3rd chapter. I'm also John. I'm also John among the 12. I'm also John on the Isle of Patmos. Abba is Elijah coming back. He was John. He came. He was Elijah, John, Abba. Then he was people in other stages of reincarnation. Let me put it to you that way. So he went into captivity too. Let's listen to a little bit more. It's getting long.
Yeah,
That's long.
yeah, that is so
It's a new wrinkle.
Again, that seems to be a GMS thing. I don't see other kids.
That seems to be a GMS thing. Yeah, because a lot of these guys, they kind of throw that out. Oh, no, Moses, he's not King David. No. Joshua the High, that's not Ahraya. Nope. No. The MOTB, nope. That's Christianity, that's sin. We sticking to the, look, you got ISUPK saying, ISUP, the original ISUPK from 1969, we do everything that they did in the past. No, you don't. No, you don't. Your Passovers are always on the weekend. Sometimes the Passover falls on a Tuesday, sometimes on a Thursday, sometimes on a Monday. You say, okay, well, it ain't gonna fall on a Saturday because we're gonna make it fall. No. You got to keep the Passover according to what the Lord says. First month of the year, 14 days at evening. Check it out. Check it out. Let me hear him say that again. He got GMS on the brain.
Again, that seems to be a GMS thing. I don't see other camps doing that. Like, this person is this person. This person was that person.
Right.
That's a GMS.
it's GMS faithfully continuing what the Old West School did.
Thank you, vocab. You get a hand clap on that one. Thank you, vocab. Let's hear this. Let's hear this again. Let's hear this again. One minute. cut this short. It's beginning to turn into Rand Central Station over here. Second fucking call. Let's listen to a little bit more. But this is interesting.
Like, this person is this person. This person is that person.
Right.
That's a GMS.
It's GMS faithfully continuing what the Old One West School did. The camps have got away from that because the guys.
Good. So is IUIC keeping the traditions of the Old One West School? No, they're not. GMS is the only. IUIC is not keeping it. They changed a lot of things. That's why who introduced you to Marshall, Ahraya, and Yaquab, the men of GMS, the heads of GMS.
With Mashah, because then there was a split between Mashah and Ahraya. Mashah's camp became House of David because
that was through Bishop Nathaniel, and I say Bishop Nathaniel. There was others, but those others that worked with him to get at Mo's ear to break off, they fell out. They're not teaching anymore. They don't go on the highways and the byways. I don't know what's going on. There's one of them I ran into a couple of years ago. He has like a website. He teaches about Israel, but he doesn't go out on the highways and the byways. He's not, doing YouTube videos, countless YouTube videos. So pretty much all those guys that was with Nate, that were with Nate, they all, in one way or another, went back into the world. Like I said, some of them still might believe that they're Israel and keep the Sabbath and so forth, but they're not on the level of a prophet. They're not Vocab's not talking about them because he doesn't know them. So who remained out of those guys that was a part of that split? That goes on Bishop Nathaniel. Bishop Nathaniel did that. And then the breakdowns that Bishop Nathaniel goes by are the breakdowns he got from Ahraya, really from me, because he was in my camp. But I taught him what was taught to me. Okay? So, we don't know what's going to happen to these other guys. But you said it. You heard it. You heard it.
He was David reincarnated. And so they got away from doing that. But the Westerners who believe in reincarnation all still believe that some of those guys were, and you can believe it by faith, and GMS is just being faithful and continuing that tradition.
We met King David.
That was a different King David. So, yeah, maybe it's supposed to be, according to Sakari, when I talked to Alazar, it's supposed to take 3 or 4 generations before you come back. But
okay, that's news to me.
Yeah,
come back where?
Come back as a human being on Earth.
You don't get regenerated, or what they like to call and until 3 or 4 generations. But if this guy's back already as King David and Mashah was King David, that's kind of a quick turnaround. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like a really quick turnaround. But maybe he got some extra help.
What you're saying is like, this is GMS being consistent and proclaiming all that they believe. Because you don't hear a lot of other camps talking about
GMS is the least embarrassed of the old school. The other groups are much more embarrassed.
Hey, he's telling the truth. You can send this nigga to the fucking Nathan's. Send him to give him $100 and send him to a 7-Eleven. He's insignificant. They said he's coming true. He's telling truth. And this guy, he got GMS on the brain. You heard the song Insane on the Membrane? Well, this is GMS on the membrane. Let's listen to a little bit more before I get out of here. This is very interesting.
So you shouldn't ask no more stupid questions about the other nations because this ain't a part of it.
And I agree. You Israelite, you ask a stupid ass question, and we see you might be simple, you might be slow, work with you. But if you ask a deliberate, stupid question, we're not going to deal with you, man. We're only dealing with the elect. Apostle Gabar always says that. That's his mantra. We only deal with the elect. That's a mantra.
We could go on this for a while because I have questions on what you just said, but
I want to react to the clip, so we'll get bogged down.
Yeah,
but since we're on GMS, Let's play some GMS clips. This is from 8 years ago. It's Rochester. This stuff's so foul. YouTube, I do not agree with what I'm playing. Okay, this is for analysis of hatred or something.
Fair use, fair use, fair
Please.
use.
But I want YouTube to understand we don't agree with any of these clips we play from GMS Rochester. I am from here. The elect is not from here.
Okay, this guy is no longer with GMS. We kicked him out maybe a year after this. And we kept getting bad reports. I don't know what the man's doing right now. He's a bit overzealous, and for many other reasons, he got kicked out. You're out of GMS, okay? He's an Israelite, so, you know, I pray that he's doing well.
The elect is from the heavens, man.
That's why they have all them fucking movies, them outer space movies, where you be humans and you don't know that you're really an alien and shit until somebody tell you. You know, it's hard.
In the Marvel comics, you didn't do nothing special. Just all of a sudden, you got spiritual power and you could do kind of shit now. All of a sudden, that's the same thing we're waiting for.
Like X-Men.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Now, before we started the show, while I was getting set up, Josh, what did you literally just say to me? You didn't know I was going to play this, but you literally said something to me. You remember what you said?
Nope, I'm running through. What did I say?
Something to do with movies.
Oh, yeah. This is I see this a lot with the older guard in One West. They reference movies like once a week, and I'm talking random movies. I'm talking popular movies, and they always look at them as like they're similes to life. Like it's just like in that one movie where this person did this thing. It's just like in this one movie, and I'm like there it goes. And I'm always kind of perplexed by it because I'm like, it's a movie, bro. It's fiction.
Okay, so he's, you know, he's a small guy, a little guy on the totem pole among the Edomites. Somebody should look up, and we spoke about it last night, predictive programming. When you look up predictive programming, it pretty much says you can put a predictive programming in the movies. As a matter of fact, let me do that. Bear with me for a minute. I'm gonna close. I promise you, I'm gonna close. Okay, predictive programming, movies. Okay, I didn't like to come up. Let me do this. Try it this way. Predictive program. Let's try it this way. That was damn. Okay, here it is. I found it. I'm gonna close on this. I may come back and do some more. Predictive programming, how movies, books, and TV shows, you click on it. Come on now. How predictive programming, how movies, books, and TV shows predict the future. And you can take it wherever you want to take it. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.